Just So You Know moments with a twist. Your host, Dr. Jackson Dean, the Pen Slayer. You ready? Let's go. Just so you know, moments with a twist. Oh, talk show host, speaker, life and success strategist, author. Oh yeah. I inspire, empower, and coach others to be the best version of themselves. Just so you know, moments with a twist. Are you ready?
This Just So You Know moment is brought to you by Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean, Jackson Dean Investments, and JDI Multimedia Network. Just so you know, Dr. Jackson Dean, the TV talk show queen, the Pen Slayer, and multiple national and international best-selling author says, I am a talk show host, a speaker, life and success strategist, and an author. I inspire, empower, and coach others to be the best version of themselves. Welcome to Just So You Know moment with a twist. I am your host, Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean. So get ready for a very informative show tonight. We have the wonderful, magnificent, and handsome Mr. Nikeda Maxie of She Should Know. So y'all, let's find out just exactly what she should know. Welcome, Mr. Nikeda Maxie. How you? Yeah, that's one of those residual incomes that nobody talks about. Then I find pain.
And that's exactly why it's so important for our women to do research and why we have so many people who are bringing awareness to this campaign. And so I wish I could take credit for it, but we have an amazing CEO and founder who decided that something needed to be done, and he stepped up and did it and came out with this product. We're on our second version of the product, and I'm proud to say that even though I, as a man who's sharing this product, it was made for women, by women. And so women had a say in this product and how it was shaped, how it was molded, how it was created. And so we're excited about that because what's on the store shelves, that's what you get. You may have a few different options, but they're all potentially harmful and dangerous. And so we're excited to be bringing this to our women, not only here in North America, but all over the world.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that women had a part in making sure all of this was done correctly. We normally have a knack for doing that, make sure everything is correct. That's what we do. But, it's something else, since these products are for women, it's great to hear this say for women by women.
We're the only 100% Black-owned, all-natural feminine product, or I'll say a sanitary napkin company in the world. And so, and it's owned by a veteran. And so it's just amazing to be a part of this company and representing who came up with this, who started this mission, and partnering with them to promote this mission and this campaign.
Well, I'm feeling great about this because not only am I a Black person, but I'm a Black woman and I'm also a veteran. How about that?
That's awesome. And thank you so much for your service.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Wow, that's amazing. Did you bring any of your products to demonstrate for us tonight? We'd love to see some.
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked because I have just the thing for you. Whenever we share this with women, I can show you better than I can tell you. Because it's one thing to hear it and it's another thing to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a little demonstration for you and all of our viewers. So I'm going to move the laptop and the camera down. I'm not going to say the name of this product or the company that produces it, but
she should know.
Well, this is for the store-bought product.
No, that was a joke. That was a joke. I was saying. I was saying that you're not saying the name, but she should know.
Oh, that's good. That's so good. That's right.
Go ahead, Mr. Max. I like to have fun. I enjoy doing this, and so I like to have fun while I'm doing it.
I love it. I love it. So she should know what this is based on the fact that it's the most popular brand in every store. You can find these in Walmart's, gas stations, Walgreens. Every store that sells feminine products will have this brand. And we're just going to call this Exhibit A. So instead of using the name, we'll use Exhibit A. And the first thing that I want to point out about this product is the fact that it's not completely sealed. In fact, if you look, it has two little air pockets to keep the product ventilated. And the purpose for that is, one, they use a duct tape grade adhesive. And so they're using dangerous chemicals that if this was completely sealed, it would literally balloon up and pop. So they have to have it exposed and they have to have it ventilated. So that's one thing. The first problem with this product is they have a dangerous and harmful chemical that's used as the adhesive. And so that's the thing that we want to point out. Our product is not open like that because we believe that the only person this should be exposed to is the woman who's going to use it. And so that's the first issue. So we're going to unwrap it. And this is their heavy or jumbo size. Now, I know all women won't use this size, but we're using it for the demonstration purposes. And each one of these pads that come from the store, they have a little piece of paper on it that tells you what type of protection system it has. And this one says it lasts for 10 hours. Now, it won't take 10 hours to do this demonstration, but I just want to point that out. And we're going to put this on our
platform
table here. And then what I want to do is this is our product. And the name of our product is Rain Premium Sanitary Napkins. And so the first thing that I like to point out about our product is the size and how thin it is. It's to help our women understand that they don't have to have big, bulky, diaper-like pads. And so I like to show women that's the first thing that they point out, and that's the first thing they notice is how thin it is.
It is very thin.
And I want to share with you that unlike theirs, ours is completely sealed. So again, the only person this should be exposed to is the woman who's using it. I'm going to pull this out. We're going to put the rain pad, this one, right next to Exhibit A. And so the first thing that I like to point out about the product and show next to one another is the size, the overall size. This one is small and thin, and the store-bought product is big and bulky. And so that's the first thing we like to point out. The next thing that we like to talk about is the feel of it. Their product, I wish you could feel it, is rough, it's rigid. And the reason why is because the top layer, most women don't know what it is. They assume that it's cotton, but it's actually a synthetic plastic. And that's why women have the issues like the rawness, like the rashes, because this is a material that shouldn't be going up against the most sensitive part of a woman's body. And then for ours, we have a cotton blend. We did a feasibility study and we did two groups. One had 100% cotton and then one had a cotton blend with cotton and another, I believe it was a polyester. And so we wanted to mimic the lining of women's underwear. And so that's something that we wanted to make sure our women had on the most sensitive part of their body, something that was soft and comfortable. And so that was the one thing that we wanted to make sure we started off with was comfort, making sure that women were comfortable when they are during or on that time of the month and they're experiencing their feminine flow. That's the first thing we want to talk about. And then what I have here is I have a measuring cup. And so whenever we were putting this company together and coming up with these products, we talked to OBGYNs or gynecologists, and they talked about how when women are on and it's during that time of the month, they're going to give off 15 to 50 milliliters of fluid. And so what we're going to do, and I know some women are more, some women are less, but this is the average. And so we're going to go on the high end. I have two measuring cups here. They're both filled at 50 millimeters. Milliliters. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pour and simulate a full day of woman's feminine flow. And we're just going to pour it on the pad, and I'm going to attempt not to get it all over the table. Just going to pour this in here So that's the store-bought pad. And then we're going to do the same thing to the Rain sanitary napkin. I'll go ahead and get all that in there. And so now that we have that, we've simulated a full day of feminine flow. One of the things that comes up is how often women need to change. Using the store-bought product, women have to change 4 to 6 times per day. That's why I wanted to do this simulation of a full day's feminine flow. Even though a woman would have changed by now, I just want to give you an idea of how hours stand up to the store-bought products. First thing that I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab a paper towel, grab 2 paper towels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the paper towel on top of both pads. And whenever it comes to women who are still experiencing their feminine flow, 9 times out of 10, they're either working or they're at school. And so they're up and down, they're moving back and forth, and essentially they're sitting on these pads.
Yeah.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little pressure on this pad so that we can get an example, an idea of what a woman is sitting in. And so I just poured 50 milliliters on this pad, and you can see that it's soaked. Okay, wow. That's exactly what we would expect because we just poured 50 milliliters on this pad. And so that's exactly what we would expect to happen. But when it comes to their product, again, they're using inferior materials. So I'm gonna fold this up and I'm gonna move this over to the side. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing, same type of paper towel. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply pressure to our product so that you can see there's nothing coming up. And I don't want people to think I'm cheating, so forgive me if the camera moves. So bring that up. We got one spot because I got on the table. And so we understood, and as a man who will never ever use this product and never experienced a menstrual flow, I understand that a woman doesn't want to be sitting on a wet pad.
Wow.
And so that's the first thing that we understood was that, or second thing, we knew that women needed to be comfortable. It needed to be soft. It needed to mimic the lining of their underwear. Second thing was the absorption. And so our products are designed to be 10 times more absorbent than anything on the shelf in the stores. Okay. Another thing is it's designed to hold 300 times its weight in fluid. And so we wanted to address the problem as it seems. And so with our product being smaller and thinner, you could tell that it absorbed better than what's in the store-bought product. Now, let's take it a step further. We talked about how they use inferior material.
This is amazing so far, man. I'm telling you.
Yes, and it is. It's really eye-opening, especially if, one, you're a woman who's experiencing your feminine flow, or two, you're somebody who has children who are experiencing that feminine flow, or you have women in your life that you care about and you love that are being exposed to these products. So what we're going to do is we're going to dissect these products so that you can see exactly what's going on here. And so we're going to start with their top layer. Try to tear it apart here. And one of the things that I always share with people at this point in the demonstration, as I'm pulling it off, there's these little tiny pieces of fuzz flying around. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I bring that up is the people who are in the factories putting these products together, it's mandatory that they get tested every 3 to 6 months to see if they have any respiratory issues, because the product is so dangerous and the materials that they're putting together is not safe for humans. And so the first thing that I want to bring attention to is how this is rough, it's rigid, and it's made out of rayon. If women knew what this was, they wouldn't be putting this up against their body. And then the next thing is this nice, fancy blue colored design. Now, they want you to believe that this has something to do with their absorption system, but it doesn't. All it is blue dye. And when it gets wet, it's going to bleed, and it's going back into the woman's system, into their bloodstream. And so that's another reason why they shouldn't be using these store-bought products. And so it's really unfortunate that they're using these types of products and these types of chemicals But that's why we have our campaign, so we can help women understand what's going on.
Appreciate you too.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna tear ours apart. And I like to share while we're tearing ours apart is that I like to say it's the Rolls Royce of feminine products because it's put together so well. Their product has about 4 layers. Ours has 8 layers. And on each of our products, we like to share with our women exactly what's being used on it and what's being used in it. So I'm gonna take off this top layer and I'm gonna hold it up and I want you to see what's going on here. There are holes in it. We like to point that out because it needs to be breathable, and we want women to know that what they're putting on their body is ventilated. And so when it comes to that time of month, they need a product that's going to be ventilated and breathable from top to bottom. So, and it's nice and soft versus rigid and rough. And so this is something that is safe, it's biodegradable, and it's safe to put up against a woman's most sensitive part of her body. We've talked about how it absorbs so much more than the store-bought product. So what we're going to do now is I have 2 cups here, and we're going to pull this back. And what we're going to do is do another part of our absorption test. So we're going to pour some water in these cups. So I've got it just as equal as I can have it. So we have water in each. What we're going to do is we're going to take their absorbency system. 99% of the people who look at this believe that this is cotton, but it's not. Again, this is recycled newspapers, recycled magazines, and wood pulp fiber, and it's bleached, and it gives off a chemical called dioxin. And if people will do their own research, dioxin is 100 times more poisonous than cyanide. Yeah. And so we're going to put this in here and let this do what it's supposed to do. And then we're also going to take off ours. Difference in the products are, instead of using recycled trash, newspapers, magazines, and wood pulp fibers, we use what's called a plant-based polymer. It's the same thing that's found in baby diapers. Talk about the bottom layer of their product. So when we pull this off, the first thing we like to point out is that it's stretchy. This is nothing more than a plastic trash bag. When they're looking at that and the toxins that are coming from the dyes and the chemicals that come off of the materials used, we like to say that's a recipe for disaster. Okay, they shouldn't be sitting in that. Again, it should be ventilated. And then let's look at the bottom 2 layers of ours. We have 2 layers of airlay paper just to keep our absorption system in place. Again, this is another cotton blend. Unlike the trash, it's soft, it's easy to tear, and it's safe for women. And then let's look at the bottom layer. On the bottom layer, we have these tracks. I don't know if you see going from left to right. Can you see those tracks, Doctor?
I can.
So what those are microfiber holes. And so what it's designed for is for breathability. At that time of the month, we want our women to have a product that is ventilated, and they're not taking the brunt of what's going on during that time of the month. And so we believe, again, the product should be ventilated from top to bottom. And again, unlike a trash bag that's stretched bottom, is a food grade plastic. And so it's safe, and plastic doesn't tear like that. That's the makeup of those layers. And then we have a strip, an algae strip. This is what we would like to say is compared to the microchip of what's in a computer. So this is a 100% algae strip infused with Nobel Prize winning graphene technology.
Wow.
I know that's a mouthful, but this strip here is the reason why we have thousands of women giving us testimonies saying that they're not experiencing cramp. They're saying that their cramps are significantly reduced or completely eliminated because graphene is a 99.9% bacteria killer. Graphene and bacteria can't coexist. The graphene is going to kill the bacteria. Another thing that it does, and this is not Rain saying this is not Nikeda saying this is the scientists and the researchers that have come out and said this is what graphene is doing. And so we also encourage our women to do research about the medical uses of graphene. Another thing that it does is it reduces inflammation. One of the reasons why it helps with the cramping is because it's going to help relax the uterus so that it's not contracting. And that's where those painful cramps are coming from. Another testimony that we get is that women aren't experiencing that unpleasant odor. And so this is something that we're excited about having in our product, and we're excited about sharing with women because it's helping so many women to stop from suffering during that time of the month. Definitely, we want our listeners, the women, to do their research about the medical uses of graphene. What I'm going to show and share this demonstration, what's also in the graphene, and that's vibrational energy. We always talk about we only want good vibes around us, good energy around us. But one of the things that we like to share with people and help people understand what's going on with this graphene is that it's always alive. It's conducting natural and positive energy. And so what I have is this water bottle, because what you're about to see is eye-opening. And this is the kicker of the presentation. So I put water on it and it's soaked right now. And the reason why is because I don't want you to think electricity with what you're about to see. What we have is natural vibrational energy contained in this algae strip. And we have other source energy such as windmills, dams, and solar panels from the sunlight. And what I have here to help with that demonstration is a 7-watt emergency light bulb. Okay, this is not the same 40-watt or 60-watt light bulb that you would light a room with, but these lights are designed to light up if they detect energy. Okay, and these strips that are crossing on the graphene strip or the algae strip, that's the graphene. And so when this light bulb comes in contact with the light bulb, it's going to light up.
Oh my God!
And so that is a result of natural vibrational energy. And so the reason why I brought up the windmills, the solar panels, and the dams is because that's another source of energy. And I like to share with people, electricity comes from TXU, Green Mountain, and all the other big electricity companies. And this is natural vibrational energy. And in fact, if I were to rub my hands fast enough, or anybody rub their hands fast enough, that heat that's generated, that's natural vibrational energy. And you could light up this light bulb just by doing that, if it was enough. Now,
that gives new meaning to you light up my life.
Exactly. And so we're going to come back to our absorbency system. So we have on this side, this is the one from the store-bought brand.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up, and this, you can see the water's dripping. That's exactly why women are having the change all throughout the day, because it's not absorbing like it's supposed to. Women don't want to sit in that. And so they're using trash bags, magazines, and wood pulp fibers, and that's not designed to absorb anything. Now, let's look at ours. We poured the same amount of water in this cup as we did this cup. And like I shared with you, we're not using trash. We're using a natural plant-based polymer. I poured the same amount of water in there, and we can't get a drop out. And I'll take it a step further, and we have turned a liquid into a gel. And this is why our women absolutely love their experience using our Rain sanitary napkin. That's the demonstration. We have 5 variations of the product. We have our sanitary napkins. We have our super heavy for our women who have a much heavier flow. And then we have a lot of women who will sleep in these overnight. And in this pack, there are 7 pads in this pack. And then we have our heavy. Yes, it is. That's another thing that the women wanted, was something that looked nice.
Right.
And it looked pretty. And so that's our black super heavy. And then we have our heavy flow. This is for our women who have a heavier flow and the slightly smaller, but it'll do the job. And then this one has 8 in the pack. And then we have our moderate flow. This is the pad that I use to do the demonstration, compared to the store-bought jumbo size or the heavy flow. And so this is our smallest pad, and it does the job. We have 10 in this pack. And then we have our panty liners. We have our simple panty liners. We found that many women who are past that stage in their life deal with incontinence, deal with accidents when you maybe sneeze, laugh too hard, or cough. Women share with us they need that extra protection. And so we have our thin wingless panty liners. There's 30 in this pack. And then we had our women spoke, and we delivered. They said they love the panty liners. They sold out the fastest, but they want some panty liners with wings. And so that's exactly what we came up with. It's slightly bigger than our first and original panty liners. They're just made with wings for extra protection and extra cover. And when I bring up these sizes and what's in the packs, we have women who have questions and concerns about how many are in the pack. And we like to share with women the reason why you see these store-bought brands selling 30, 32, or more pads in a pack is because they understand that they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Women are changing constantly 5 to 7 times a day, some even more. And so when it comes to our product, they're going to do the job that they're meant to do. And that's why there's less in a pack. And we wanted to keep the product competitive. And so the price of the product is $6 per pack. We didn't want women thinking they had to break the bank to use something that was safer, something that was all natural. And so we wanted to make sure that the product was affordable and it was priced competitively to what's in the store.
Wow, that's wonderful. And that was a great job on the demonstration. You know, you really broke it down for us to understand the different layers within the pads of each pad. And I was amazed, completely amazed at the technology and the everything that was involved in your pad of She Should Know. And
Exactly.
but when you lit that light bulb up though,
It's a game changer. It's a game changer.
It really is.
Why do you include Nobel Prize winning material? Because we believe women are worth it. We believe the women in our lives are absolutely worth it. And so we wanted to bring a product that was superior to market. And that's exactly what we have in our Rain sanitary napkin.
Can you give us the spelling of this rain? Do you mean like rain or do you mean like rain?
So Rain, REIGN.
Okay, like
Because
rain.
we believe our queens should reign.
So, Mr. Maxie, if somebody wanted to purchase your product, how would they get in contact with you, or how would they be able to purchase your product?
They can go online to my website, sheshouldknow.com, or they can just shoot me a text or give me a call. They're welcome to give me a call at 713-351-9132.
So we should thank you for that. And ladies, he just gave out his phone number too, and she should know that he is single.
I'm actually seeing someone, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about our future, and I'm happy that I'm able to share this with her as well.
Ladies, y'all missed it. You missed it. And, oh, that's wonderful. Oh, man. And congratulations to your significant other. She has found a gem.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to sign off for tonight. Thank y'all so much for watching Just So You Know Moment with a Twist. Your host, Dr. LaShonda Jackson-Dean, and our guest tonight, Mr. Nikeda Maxie with She Should Know Feminine Hygiene Products, and you can find him at sheshouldknow.com. To say goodbye to everybody, can you do a Princess Wayne?
Come on, let's do it. Like this? Thank you so much for having me on, Doctor.
Absolutely. To learn more about Dr. Jackson-Dean and the services and the books that I offer, visit me online at www.drlashandajacksondean.com. Thank you so much for watching Just So You Know Moment with a Twist, and we'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.
This is Just So You Know Moments with a Twist. Your host, Dr. Jackson-Dean, the Pen Slayer. You ready? Let's go. Just so you know.